Hey, welcome back to the channel. In today's video, I want to share with you how you can come up with some profitable and successful ad campaign ideas in 5 minutes or less. Let's get into it. So firstly, if you're new to the channel, welcome. My name is Penberthy. I'm the founder of AdClients.com, where we help you create, launch, and scale your online courses and your coaching programs, and I'm pleased you're here. And chances are you're watching this video because you're at the stage in your business and with what you've got going on that you want some traffic, right? You need some eyeballs. You need to get some attention on what you're doing. You need to start trying to target some potential ideal customers and clients for what it is you have going on. Whether you are offering coaching or consulting, online courses, training programs, ebooks, it doesn't matter. You're at that stage now where you want to see if what you've got will sell. And so you go out there to start running some traffic. Maybe that's organic traffic. Maybe that is running some ad campaigns on Facebook or YouTube or a platform like that. Now, I want to protect you from falling into a trap that most people fall into, which is creating ads that look and feel just like everyone else in the marketplace. And if you do that, you're not going to stand out. You know, I hear this thing all the time about, certain industries seem saturated. There's too much competition. There's too many people advertising similar stuff. There's no way I could get a piece of that action, right? We look at the weight loss industry. It's huge, right? It's undeniable. It's a big industry. There are a lot of competition in that space, but here's the issue. If you create an ad that does feel and look like everything else, then of course, competition is heavy. It's saturated. You're going to struggle. What you need to do is you need to create ads. You need to create hooks and angles inside of your ads that allow you to stand out. If you stand above, head and shoulders over everyone else, then now there's a reason for people to gravitate towards your message and your thing, and everyone else is going to be stuck in this pool of feeling and looking the same. So the question is not, do I go into this market? Do I even try paid ads? Do I create some video campaigns? That's not the question. The question is, how can I get into that stuff while making sure I'm standing out so that I can get some of that attention? And that's what I want to teach you here today. I want to teach you in this very video a strategy that I use myself and also with our clients to create hooks and angles that will allow us to stand out. Now, there's a lot of stuff I could teach you in this department, okay? Now, I'm gonna produce some other videos that are gonna go into other strategies. There's one main one that I wanna focus on right now, and that is called displayed understanding. This is where we can create messaging and say things in our ad campaigns that connect with someone where they're at. We are displaying that we understand them, so that when we target our ideal customers and clients, the things that we're saying in our ad is connecting, it's resonating, it's allowing them to feel understood. We're displaying that we understand them. Now, here's the thing. How many times have you had something in your life, or maybe you felt that feeling that you're struggling with something? There's something going on in your life, but you just feel like no one understands it. No one gets it. No one truly understands the way you're feeling and why you're feeling that way. And then there's that one friend, or maybe it's a stranger, someone you bumped into, you started having a conversation, and the way this conversation was going was just becoming apparent that this person gets you. They understand you. They get that problem that you're facing. They even seem to have some solution. So not only now are you super excited that finally someone understands, now you're gravitating towards them, but if they had a solution, you'd be even more inclined to take their advice because they first displayed they understood your problem. This is what we can do with our ad campaigns. So how do we make sure that we can display understanding? Well, this is a very simple exercise that we do with our clients, and I've taught in many of my trainings before. If you've got a piece of paper, you can draw a line down the middle and a line across the top. And at the very top of the first section, you can type pains. And the very top of the second section, you can type gains. And just so you know, this is a strategy that I do every single time I create a new campaign. If I'm launching a new offer and a new sales funnel and I need to create some ads, I do this same thing. And I fill this in just as I'm going to encourage you to do as well. So firstly, pains. What we're doing is we want to fill this left section here with all the pains that our potential audience would be experiencing or, living in right now. All the way from the simple, obvious stuff to getting a bit more specific. An example would be perhaps, let's say you sell a dog training program, right? Well, an obvious pain is that they have a dog that's out of control, right? That it's frustrating them, that it's, whatever, like it's the obvious stuff. So of course, we're gonna write that down, yeah? We're gonna write down the obvious stuff, but then we need to spend some time really putting ourselves in the position of your ideal customer and client. If you had that problem, if right now you were back to having a dog that was out of control, because chances are, if you're teaching that, maybe you used to suffer from a dog that was out of control and now you've managed to teach it some cool stuff and now it's fine. Or you've been teaching this to other clients. Regardless, you need to sit in it. How would I feel if I had that problem? And so you're going to write down the obvious ones, but now you're going to think, what would be going on in that household? What would be going on in their head? What would be going on relationally? We're starting to write all this stuff down. So it might be that they're feeling embarrassed. They're feeling embarrassed to take the dog out in public because it's just pulling on the lead, it's barking, it's whatever. And there's other dog walkers that look like they've got their dogs under control. It's embarrassing. So you're going to write down embarrassed out in public, right? It might be costing them more money because they have to keep changing the carpets because there's stains everywhere, or it's, the dog is chewing up the curtains or chewing the sofa, so they have to keep replacing. So there's money now. So you're going to write a pain is the financial cost to having the dog right now. It might be that there's an issue in the household, relationally. Yeah, so the wife might want to keep the dog and let's persist and let's do it. And the husband is saying, look, I've had enough, we need to get rid of it. So now there's conflict, now there's arguing. So you can say that conflict within the family, conflict with your spouse, conflict with maybe even the kids, right? So it's things like this. You're gonna write all of these things down, and now you've got a big list of things that you can draw from. You're gonna do the exact same thing on the gains side. What do they want? What's the desired outcome? You're going to do the same exercise. Now, chances are it's the same stuff, just in reverse, right? They want to save money. They want to, not have to change their carpets every 6 months. Yes, that's one thing. But you can just start to describe it as a gain now instead of a pain. What does the other side look like? How can we describe it in a way that sounds really attractive, that this is where they're looking to go? Now, the more time you spend on this, I promise you, the more ideas will come. You don't need to do any crazy market research and go and try, there's no place to really figure this stuff out. Although, of course, you could go do research on Google and whatever. But ultimately, you just need to get with pen and paper and think, what would it be like if I had this problem? And now let's write down the pains and the gains. So now what do we do with this list? Well, we can use this everywhere. Okay, we can use this in our funnels, in our messaging, in our headlines, in our webinars, in our sales videos, on our sales calls. We can use this anywhere, but in the context of today's video, it's in creating advertisements, right? And this really doesn't take long, which is why the title of this was 5 minutes. This shouldn't take you more than 5 minutes to at least get some initial notes on here. If you want to spend longer, great. You want to spend an hour with this, fantastic. Step away from it, come back. You might even have some more ideas. But if you just spend 5 minutes and get with this, you're going to create some really good hooks and angles for your ad campaigns to draw the right people from the Facebook newsfeed or from the YouTube platform or from wherever it is that you're running ads and bring them into your world, bring them into your funnel. So it might be that you're doing a video ad. And so in that ad, you're going to focus on one or two of these pain points. You're going to touch on them. You're going to mention them in the video. It might be that you're creating a headline for a Facebook ad. You're going to be thinking, how can I drop one of these into that headline there somewhere, or at least allude to it, or in some way use this to, in my copy, display understanding. It might be you want to create a long-winded Facebook ad with a longer description where you're telling a bit of a story, and in that story, guess what? You're weaving this stuff in. In your story, you're displaying that you understand them. Guys, this strategy is really powerful, okay? We've covered it quickly. It seems simple, but I promise you, if you do this, if you start creating ads in this way, if you create hooks and angles from this document, these pains and gains, you will find that people gravitate towards your advertisements, your messaging, your traffic generation efforts over that of your competition if you display better understanding than they do. So that's it for today's video. Hopefully that was helpful for you. If it was, do me a favor, hit the like button, drop me a comment on this video. Let me know what you found most helpful in this video. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. I see so many of you that are watching these videos and we appreciate it. That's great, but don't forget to subscribe. Turn on the bell notification. I put out a couple new videos like this every single week. So come back, check out future videos. And finally, if you would like my help, if you'd like to inquire about how myself and my team can help you do this stuff, if you want to become a private client, we do take on a handful of new clients every single month. There's a link in the description box and the top comment to a page that gives some information on what we do, who we help with our coaching, and we can see if it's a good fit for you. So do check that out. And with that, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in a future video.